He's appeared on everything from Sesame Street to Star Trek: The Next Generation. Tom Jackson played Chief Peter Kennedy for 6 years on the TV series North of 60. That was in the 90s. Time magazine named him one of Canada's best activists. The accomplished musician and actor is dedicated to helping the less fortunate, from food banks to food relief to now 4 million displaced in the Philippines. What a pleasure to get to know this man. We've been having a great visit. I got to download some things. Born in Saskatchewan, on a reservation.
Yep.
Cree mom.
Yep.
English dad.
Yeah.
But you were raised in Winnipeg.
I was. I was born on the back of a buckboard, so they tell me. You know a buckboard? A couple of horses, buckboard. On the way to PA. I was born on the way to Prince Albert. My mom was a wonderful woman. She was very spiritual. She was very Christian. And my dad was English, man of peace, a great man of peace. So I come from a real good foundation of love, defined by action. Moved to Winnipeg, and my dad was in the Air Force and took retirement, and they asked him where he would like to retire, and he said Winnipeg, so we ended up in Winnipeg, and I had a whole other life then.
I wish we had time for that, because you're just a message of hope. You shocked me by telling me that at 38, you were living in a hole, a self-destruct lifestyle. And look what has happened, the grace of God in your life.
Well, let me tell you,
Stunning.
it was, my story is not defined by my process. My story was defined by the Creator having sent me a man who was on the street in the middle of the night, who everybody else was going down that street, and when they get close to him, they would cross the street. And I, for no particular reason, I was, spitting into the wind, so it didn't matter to me. I got up, keep walking, and I go over there, and I get close, and I see him, and I go, oh, wow. And he was laying there. He was laying on the ground, and I looked at him like, you're looking at me. And I said, are you all right? And he didn't move. And I asked him again. I said, are you all right? He didn't move. So I went back to the bar where I'd been playing pool, and I asked them to make a phone call. And they phoned, and paramedics showed up, and I, of course, at that time in my life, red lights going off and on and turning around in circles. I didn't stick around too long. But I found out that he had had an incident where he could not move, but he could understand what was going on. And it terrified me to think that, what if that was me? And in fact, it was. In reality in my life,
this was
it
your
really
wake-up
was
call.
me, And,
Yeah.
thought, okay, well, what would it be like if the world was going by and I was dying and I could see them all walking and passing? It was a terrifying thought. It changed my life.
Thank God for it.
It changed my life, because I realized helping somebody else was saving my life. So the Creator had sent me this angel. I didn't save his life, he saved mine.
And you've made a career of helping people in the margins. And I just, when we were in school, my time, we all learned Canada's oldest carol, taught in the 1600s by Jean de Brébeuf, the Jesuit priest, to the Huron Indians, and the Huron Carol. For 2 decades, it's been the title of your concert. It's one that you're now taking across Canada. You start tomorrow night in Halifax.
We do.
But you've done something extra special for those suffering in the Philippines. We are going to be recording it. The live concert is Thursday, November 28th, Carol for the Philippines at Bethany Community Church in St. Catharines. The information on the screen will enable you to get a ticket if you're in the area to our concert. To our concert with George Canyon, One More Girl, Shannon Gay, and Beverly Mahood. And maybe others. There may be others, but right now that's our... Still in process. Yeah. And thank you so much for working with us so that we can bring this as a fundraiser for the Philippines to the television screen. Again, mark those dates: Saturday, December 7th at 7, Sunday, December 8th at 8. Isn't that easy to remember? And what a wonderful thing. The proceeds are going to be shared with the Red Cross and our Crossroads Relief and Development.
To be clear, the performance at the church, those who come to the church, if you come to the church, the money raised at the church will go to St. Catharines and the food bank. The money that's raised from the telethon or from the television show will go to the disaster relief, the Red Cross, and your great efforts.
Fantastic. I just love this. I love the teamwork. I love the heart for those in need. And just a little sidebar, you've just finished as chancellor of a university in my hometown, Trent University.
Oh, what a grand experience that was.
What God has done with your life, Tom, is just tremendous.
He's a pretty good guy. We all work for the same boss. This is what I always say, right? You look around, you go, okay, listen, wait a minute. We all have the same boss. So let's not get all messed up about, who's running who. I know what I'm doing. He taught me what love was, right? He taught me to redefine love. And how do you redefine love? Well, you redefine it by actions. That's what you do, right? You love your children. You love your wife. You love your husband. You love your neighbors. And you display that, and it flows through your community. Well, our neighbors, you may think, are just over there, but they're not. Right now, our neighbors are in the Philippines.
Right.
Those are the people we have to care about right now, because when there's a cut, you have to deal with it right away, right? Healing will come, but the healing doesn't start until you put that Band-Aid on. It cannot start. So we have to redefine love within ourselves and send it over there.
You have composed a song specially for Carol, for the Philippines.
I have.
And you're going to sing it for us now, Tom.
Awesome. Now understand that this song has been around for a little while in a sense, but I was up last night because I had to figure out what the lyrics were going to be, right? In a side street sanctuary, hopeless gather round, whispering tales of angels' wings above the hallowed ground. The tremor of a heartbeat, a newborn baby cries, and in the eastern heavens, a new star is on the rise. Hallelujah. All God's children are going to sing. Yes, hallelujah. Pray for peace and a newborn king. A poor boy watched as strangers came, heeding to the call, hearing that a Prince of Peace was born beneath a star. Guided to this alley, the strangers stood in awe, humbled by a homeless child who had the face of God. Hallelujah. All God's children are going to sing. Yes, hallelujah. Pray for peace and a newborn king. His mother holds him to her breast, the fearful kneel in praise. No gold, myrrh, or frankincense, no warmth this winter's day. The poor boy hands his tattered scarf to wrap around the babe, knowing in his heart of hearts the gift was that he gave. Hallelujah. All God's children are going to sing. Yes, hallelujah. Pray for peace and a newborn king. Hallelujah. All God's children are going to sing. Yes, hallelujah. Pray for peace and a newborn king.